Hustler Stories. Glad to have you with us today. So, Anjan, I would love to know a little about you. Could you give a quick background about yourself?
Hi, Arushi. I'm really glad to be on your show, on your this whatever you say talk show, right? So I am Anjan Kumar, founder of Ardberry Technology, and I am an automation engineer by education. I am an electronics and telecommunication engineer, and I did some research, and my researches are published in International Journal of Neuroscience. So I've done some research on neuroscience, automation. My background has always been in R&D. And then one fine day, I found some problem in my body because of which my hands were shivering. So I started doing a research on designing. I mean, I wanted to do something which is not very mainstream. I cannot design, and I cannot design anything by my hands because my hands shiver. And designing requires a lot of you need to have still hands. So I started doing research. Why not to automate that process? And then when I did research in architectural background, I found that India has the market of Indian architecture is highly dominated by European products. So I was always, so these many problems were there in my mind. These were always these are like what do you say, ghostly conversations there inside my mind, which ended me to do research on Ardberry, and then this is how we started Ardberry Technology. So in Ardberry, we are a decor making product. We make decor products, but our products are highly surreal, and we design. The process is very innovative because we design using codes. So you must have heard Python programming for making websites or softwares. We
Right.
use same kind of programs to make designs like this one.
Oh, wow, that's amazing.
So these kind of designs are actually made by algorithms. So
Oh,
this is what we do.
that's
That's
pretty interesting. That's pretty
yeah.
interesting. So share a little more about Ardberry Technology, how decided to get into it. I'm sure you are a very curious person. That's why you got into it. But would love to know a little more about the technology, and is there someone else also doing it? How you discovered about it?
So 3 years back, when I was doing I was working as a R&D executive in a company. I was studying only at that time. I was working as a R&D executive in Vibrant Technique, which is one of the prominent distributor firm of European products in India, right? So when I was working there, I always used to wonder why Europeans have so beautiful buildings, why America have so beautiful buildings, beautiful installation, why India doesn't have those. Then I found, then people used to say because Indians don't have money to do these things. But at some point of time, I realized Indians spend a lot of money on infrastructure. A lot of money is being spent every day. Every day there is a new building being renovated. There is a new building being, inaugurated. Buildings are renovated. A lot of things are happening. A lot of activities are happening. A lot of money is going into in infrastructure market. Then paisa kyun nahi hai? Why money is not there? So that was the problem. So that made me think this thing, that what is the problem. Then I found out that the biggest problem with India is we are not manufacturing anything in India. So all the good quality high end finished products we are not manufacturing in India. So that was the first thing which made me think that whatever I'm going to do in my life, apart from this job, I have to do something to manufacture in India, and which should go around, and which could become signature of India. Then second thing, I was always so much mesmerized with the designs and the installations, the buildings, big structures, beautiful buildings. You see Lotus Temple, how beautiful, a building, a temple made in the shape of a lotus. So such questions were always there in my mind. But then I had a drawback that, like I told you, I had this palpitation problem with my hands. So that was a drawback in my life. But I have always, very, I'm always a defensive person to myself. So the thing which someday if I feel like I cannot do this thing, then next day I'm definitely going to do that thing. That is a behavior I have with myself. So I thought, no, if I cannot design with bare hand, anyhow I'm going to do CAD designing. Then I started doing CAD designing, but again in CAD designing also the procedure was too much manual only. So that brought me into this thing that I code. By coding, people are doing so many things. Why not to design codes? So then I started doing research on rapid iterative design process, which is also known as parametric design process, which was invented, I think, 25 years ago by Zaha Hadid. She is one of the top. She was one of the top architects in the world. She passed away in 2014. And Patrick Schumacher, who is father of parametric architecture. Then I started researching on them, their projects, their work, and then I found out there are a lot many boons with parametric architecture. First of all, the biggest problem, like I was telling you, in India, infrastructure is still not growing so well, despite the fact that we are investing a lot. The reason is that the designs are either very monotonous, so it's boring, or it is so it's so different to each other. So let's say if there is a building, right wing of the building is completely different than left wing, except the colors, we don't have any theme or family inside any kind of structures or installation. So when you even go to an interior designer, when you see a building, you see, oh, ceiling, अरे यार इन्होंने ceiling इतनी अच्छी करवा रखी है. But what about the entire experience? When you go to a building, a person who makes a building, he spends money on each and every part of the building, not just a ceiling, not just the reception, not just the walls, right? So that overall experience was not coming up, and that is where parametric plays, because in parametric designs happens through coding. So then in the entire design, there is some logical reasons behind it. There are some logics, there are some algorithms behind every design, which morphs every surface. So something which you have done on the ceiling, you can bring that to the walls. You can bring those to your table. You can bring those to your doors, like that, right? So that kind of structural formulation, a unity in the entire design can be brought by using parametric design. And that intrigued me a lot to learn parametric design. And I learned parametric, and then rest is history. I started working.
That's very interesting. Even I was not aware about this technology until today when you talked about it. So I'm pretty sure many Indians are unaware about this technology so far. So what do you think? What is the reason behind we lagging in this, and how much time would it take for Indians to adopt to this technology?
Well, it is not going to take a lot of time to adopt, first of all, because I feel India is spending a lot in infrastructure. The only thing is when they see this thing, so you see this thing, when you see this thing, it's like everybody would be, oh, ये तो बहुत expensive होगा. But if you go to market, you take any ordinary 3D crafted and graft such a kind of structure, normal kind of something, that would be of around 4,000 to 5,000 rupees, right? This is of 3,500 rupees.
Interesting.
So, and I'm telling you about selling price. I make this at 1,500 rupees, right? So, this is what I'm trying to tell you. But when similar product, when you import from international market, its cost is 15,500 rupees. So same product, which is there on Etsy.in's website, you can find the same product at 15,500 rupees. So, that is the problem. First of all, in India, there is a myth that European products are good, Indian products are not good. So, and second thing, people are not aware of this thing. So when they see this thing, वो पहले से डर जाते हैं. They are afraid of this thing that, oh, it is going to be expensive only, so I'm not going to even think about this thing. So this happens to us also when we go and pitch to anyone that, okay, let's do parametric at your place. So they are like, man, you can do parametric, but I know this is going to be expensive. So that is the problem with the mentality yet. But I think as they get to know that it is not the myth which they are having in their mind, rather there is one benefit with parametric design. That is, if you are doing any ordinary design, like when you do a normal design process, when it's a CAD designing process, so there is a problem with the CAD designing that you have to do everything manually, right? Because of which designer only allows 2 to 3 round of what you say alterations. So let's say आपने अपना office बनाया. I am some Tom, Dick, and ask me, Anjan, you design this thing. So I'll say, okay, this is what I have designed for you, but only 2 to 3 alterations are possible. After that, for each alteration, I'm going to charge you. For that, now this is going to be a barrier in your mind that okay, after 3 iteration I am going to be charged, so let's not do it. Why to pay so much? ठीक है, जो भी है वो designer है ना, he knows more, let's do it, let's do it. ऐसा हो जाता है because we don't want to, we don't want to spend lakhs in designing. And the reason why architect charges so much, again the reason behind that thing is because there's a huge complex process in alteration. That is where even parametric again plays, because in parametric there is no huge process. So let's say the Buddha I have showed you, this is a tabletop size Buddha. Similar Buddha we have installed in CV Raman Global University of 10 times size than this thing. And to make that thing, to design that thing, it took only 20 minutes extra. So when it takes only 20 minutes extra, I don't want to charge anyone anything, right? So this is what the benefit of parametric designing is. You can write codes, you just change some algorithm, some kind of what do you say, input parameters, and the entire design changes, morphs accordingly. So let's say if you have any kind of design, let's say your face, you want that face to be drawn in a different way. So we can draw your face in black and white, made up of circles of different radius. That's parametrics. So let's say if I want to scale it up, if I want to make a bigger one, if I want to, rather than a circle, if I want to make your face by using triangles, maybe squares or anything, then such things are possible by using parametrics.
That's pretty interesting to know. That's really amazing to know about it. So, what is your vision with Ardberry Technology, and how do you plan to take it to next level? And currently, how do you sell all this? Would really like to know. If I want to buy, can I?
So I would tell you this thing that, to be very honest, we have not yet well reached market. We have not done any marketing. We have done a business of around 25 lakhs till now, and that is only through what you say, word of mouth marketing. That's it. So through our connections, through our communication, through some meetings and meetup, when we get to know people, they get interested in our work. So one of our projects which we have recently done, which was inaugurated by Chief Minister of Odisha. Again, we were also felicitated by Chief Minister of Rajasthan also for such a design. We were honored as top 10 designers in the world also internationally for one of our design in France for redesigning Notre Dame de France, the 1200-year-old cathedral, which was burned in 2019. So that's also when you talk about vision of Ardberry, I want to make Ardberry, not Ardberry just as Ardberry. I want to make India as the hub of architectural market again. So now Europe has become the hub of architectural market in the entire world. So Europe is supplying. Europe has become, what do you say, epitome of architecturals, beautiful in installations, buildings, right? But I think if you see some I think century back, I think a century back only, India was the architectural center, right? But I want to make that thing again. So I want to make India the global supplier of architectural products, especially parametric products.
That's very interesting, and I'm pretty sure you have achieved a lot. As you stated that you have earned so many awards and recognition, that's amazing to know. And I'm sure you would do something really great for our country, for sure. And your curious nature towards it actually proves it all. So that's amazing to know. Anything
Now we have our
last?
own production.
Sorry?
Now we have started our own in-house production completely.
Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing. So, any last words for the young entrepreneurs out there? Do you think they also need to be curious about the problem that they're trying to solve?
I think yes. I think they have to be passionate. This is what I would say, because I am 23, so I am not in the position of saying anything to anyone, and not yet. I would say I have not started. In fact, so this is not a big thing. I have done 4, 5, or maybe 6 projects till now. Only message I would like to give to the youngsters would be passionate, man, and don't run behind money. This is the biggest problem which I see with everyone around is पैसों के पीछे भागते हैं, that पैसा जहाँ पैसा है वहीं जाएंगे, पैसा करेंगे, पैसा कमा लेंगे. So the myth with people have, okay, this is right that business है, धंधा होना चाहिए, धंधे की समझ होनी चाहिए. After all, you are doing everything for money only. After all, it is a business. But take business as a business only, and your business should again give some values. So this is the most important thing. So the biggest problem with I feel with my generation is, I would include myself also in that, that the biggest problem with my generation is that this generation runs behind money, no values. So ऐसा लगता है startup कर लेते हैं, पैसा पैसा है, ऐसा नहीं है. It's going to be a very struggling journey. And those who are willing, aspiring to become entrepreneur, I would say this thing: when you are being an entrepreneur, एक चीज दिमाग में डाल लो, that it's not going to be an officer's life. It is not going to be a life in which you're going to sit on a desk and keep saying anything. It's not going to be a life where you're going to sit on your computer or write some instruction, give it to some people, write a piece of code, give it to someone, and someone will do it. This is just a sling journey. In my team, I am the carpenter also sometimes. I am the polishing person also sometimes. I am the one who drives also sometimes, my loads, and I am the one who designs also. So उन सारी चीजों के लिए prepare रहना जरूरी है. I see a lot of entrepreneurs having so good potentials, but not being able to execute their good ideas and their good plans for only one reason कि यार ये करेगा कौन, कोई और नहीं करेगा, आप ही को करना पड़ेगा. So this is the biggest thing. We started with 0 rupees. This today Ardberry has its own production center, own production plant. We did not take a single penny from our family. So I see a lot of people. I am saying this with a very personal experience of mine in a very recent days. That one of my friend, he was asking his parents कि मेरे को पैसे दे दो, मेरे को business करना है. I want to tell you, I did not take a single penny from my parents, and I started doing this business. I have done a revenue of 25 lakhs till now. We have our own fully fledged production center, office, and few good customers also, without taking any money from the parents. So you can do that thing. और अगर आप ऐसा नहीं कर सकते, तो आप business नहीं कर सकते, मत करो.
That's very true. That's amazing.
This is just what I would say.
That's exactly right. Thank you so much, Anjan, for your time and giving great insights about your technology and about what you're building. Really excited to see you growing soon.
Thank you so much. Thanks to be a part of this journey.